The batting average on this thing is ridiculous. Tony would approve. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Indicator Profile Series time, and we are here with the Glitch Index, a very interesting indicator in its own right. Very, very complex indicator on the back end. So you're going to want to know what to do here. Let's go ahead and get into things. Before we get started, if you're new, welcome to the #1 indicator channel in all of YouTube. It's always been that way. It will always be that way, but we do things a certain way here. So instead of asking questions in the comments section, go here to NoNonsenseForex.com. Get yourself started. Read that first page. Watch the first video. Get yourself caught up. It is worth it. This is a lifetime skill. Don't mess around. For the rest of us, let's go ahead and get into the specs for the glitch indicator. And it looks like this. The year is 2013. This is another one of those former .lua indicators. So shout out to those who've been around long enough to remember Trading Station and the .lua family of indicators, which were awesome, by the way. I still have a lot of them saved, and over time I've gotten some of them recoded into MT4 indicators. The type is going to be a confirmation indicator. Subtype is going to be histogram, as you will soon see. For exits, I don't love it personally, but like I said, anytime you see me make a recommendation here on the exit side, doesn't really mean anything. You should still be testing these because you just never know. But let's go ahead and take a look at it. So it is a histogram, at least when we get done with it, it is. But there are spaces here, and we should talk about the spaces. So really, whenever the histogram changes from, let's say for a long signal, you're not always going to get a space before you get a signal. So I would say when it turns green, from either an empty space or a red, that is your signal to go long. And then conversely, when it turns red from either a space or directly from a green, like you see over here, that is your signal to go short. So you can see over here, for example, you had a signal here, but then you had another signal here and another signal here. Now, obviously, these two were not very good. You got stopped at right away. But that's what I mean. Just like you got a signal here after it's a red, and then you got an immediate short signal right after that. So I hope you guys understand what I mean by this. If you get a color change after a previous color or after a space, that is going to be your signal. So there's a signal, there. This is all covered in the blog, by the way. Here, 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 here. A lot of signals, a lot of false signals here too on the example, but that is why we optimize. And the optimization this week was quite good. Before we do that though, understand, what I am about to show you does not mean anything in the grand scheme of things. It all matters how it performs in your system. So you must test it out no matter what you see here. And if you need help doing any of these things, we have you all taken care of down below in the description. You're first going to get a link to my automation blog with an embedded video showing you how to test this yourself on the MT4 Strategy Tester. The blog, of course, you're going to have no idea how to optimize this thing or do anything with this indicator unless you read the blog this week. I say this a lot, but once you go see the blog, you will see exactly what I'm talking about. And you're going to want to see these tweak settings as well. You're also going to get a link to Dan's YouTube channel, which is going to show you this indicator from a bit of a different angle, show you it moving in real time, to show you it doesn't repaint, and some extra information that you're probably going to want to know. There's also a secondary email address if you have an indicator you want us to profile here. We've done 4 or 5 so far. They've all been good. There is not a great chance we're going to do yours, but you can't win if you don't play. So send it to that particular email address instead of talking about it in the comment section. And then, as always, the most popular place in all of the World Wide Web, my God, it's the indicator library where you can download the glitch index and every indicator we have ever done here on the Indicator Profile Series. Let's go ahead and move into the euro dollar. So a strong showing on the ROI at 8%. This is what we like to see. I don't know average-wise what that is based on all the indicators we've done here, but it's average to above average, and that's a really great place to start on the Euro USD. I like the amount of trades here too. I think that's a pretty solid amount for that almost everybody can agree on, whether you're more aggressive or more conservative in the way you like to trade or how many pairs you trade. So off to a good start here. We just haven't really gotten the 4-hour traders there yet, and you're probably going to notice this is going to be a running theme today. Not only today, but in the last couple months, really. I'm sorry, 4-hour traders, there's nothing I could do about it. If there was, I would. But moving on to gold. Now things are starting to get good here. The ROI has been lower than some of the indicators we have shown you in the last few weeks. But this win-loss ratio is pretty bananas. 3 out of 4 wins, especially considering you're getting this on 72 total trades. If I was showing you 15 trades and this win-loss ratio, that wouldn't be a big deal. They'd be, you've seen that in the past. But in 72 trades, that is awfully good. And this is a strong ROI. I mean, who's going to be mad at 29%, right? It's just, we've been showing you indicators in the 30s recently. But if you can find an indicator that gives you this type of win-loss ratio with a sample size that big too, it even does it down on the 4-hour, then it's just really the volatility of the market's choice at that point to decide, where your ROI is going to be. As you guys know, sometimes it's more volatile, sometimes it's less. So a really interesting find here. I'm really impressed with what I see right here. Does this carry over into the S&P? It does from a win-loss ratio perspective. And this is probably one of the higher ROIs we have seen in the last few episodes of the Indicator Profile series too. It's been rough out there in the S&P. But things are getting better here, at least with our indicators. The market, to me, has remained pretty blah overall. So I think this is just a really impressive indicator. And when you just continue to see bonkers win-loss ratios like this, I think there's real reason to take notice. Rounding off with Bitcoin. Now we're finally getting a little bit out of the woods on Bitcoin as far as ROI goes. Even on the 4-month, check that out. But the win-loss ratio, again, insanely good on both counts. So I think this is something that everybody should be trying out. The blog has all the tweak settings, and there's like thousands of settings in this indicator. It's ridiculous. So have some patience, consult the blog, and get this thing going. Also, something you should get going is subscribing and hitting the bell to this channel. It's All Things Finance, Trading Psychology podcast every other Monday, Indicator Profile series every other Wednesday, blog sometimes on Thursday. We should have one tomorrow. And then the 10-Minute Contrarian Investing podcast every Saturday. We got you covered. Join up, hit the like button, subscribe, hit the bell, and go get it.